I want to divorce Peter. This marriage is over." Peter felt his heart break. He looked at her, his chest tightening as if the air had been sucked out of the room. His voice trembled. "Why, Angel? After everything we've been through, you want to throw it all away?" Angel folded her arms, her eyes cold. "You're asking why? Look at me. Look at my life. I've been carrying you, this house, everything, for months. I didn't sign up for this." Peter wheeled himself closer to her, tears pooling in his eyes. "I know it's hard. I know I've been a burden, but I'm trying, Angel. I'll get better. I'll walk again. Just give me time." But Angel's face showed no mercy. Without a word, she shoved him back with both hands. Peter's wheelchair lost balance. He fell hard to the floor. Then she turned, picked up her bag, and walked out.
Long ago, in the quiet city of Enugu, where the trees whispered peace and the roads hummed gentle tunes, there lived a man named Peter and a woman named Angel. Peter was the kind of man who walked like the sun followed him. He wore his shirts tucked in neatly, with eyes that smiled even when his lips didn't. He was generous to a fault, always helping neighbors with repairs or offering to pay school fees for a struggling family. He ran a big construction company in town, humble yet respected. Angel was a woman of grace. Her beauty wasn't just in her face, but in how she carried herself, like a woman who knew love deeply. She had once worked as a nurse, but left her job to raise their daughter, Anna, full-time. Their home always smelled of soup and warmth. It was the kind of house people entered and didn't want to leave. In the evenings, laughter danced through the living room. Peter would chase Anna around while Angel stood at the doorway, smiling, her hands wiping flour from her apron. One night, after dinner and storytelling, Peter held Angel's hand. "I'm so blessed to have you," he said, his voice low and sincere. Angel leaned on his shoulder. "And I'm blessed to be yours. You're the best husband in the world." Their life was simple, but full, until one day, the wind changed. It was a Tuesday. The sun was playful, and Angel had worn a yellow dress that made her skin glow like morning honey. She stepped into a fancy cafe in the heart of Enugu to meet her old friends, Jane and Favor. "Angel," Jane shouted, throwing her arms wide. Jane was loud, with sharp eyes and sharper words. Favor, on the other hand, was sleek and smooth-talking, like a cat in lipstick. They hugged and sat. Jane sipped her wine and squinted. "You still driving that old thing? That car of yours sounds like a sick goat." Angel laughed politely. "It works. It's not that bad." Favor rolled her eyes dramatically. "With a man like Peter? Rich, successful, handsome. Ah, Angel. If you don't enjoy his money, another woman will." Angel's smile tightened. "We're happy. That's what matters." They changed the topic, but their words had already planted a seed. That night, when Peter held her hand, she didn't smile the same way. Her fingers felt colder. Her mind was elsewhere. "What's wrong, my queen?" he asked. Angel forced a smile. "Nothing. Just tired." But Peter noticed. Something had shifted. And from that day, the home began to change. Angel tried to shake off the thoughts. But Jane and Favor kept visiting, bringing clothes, perfumes, and more talk. "You're still young and fine," Jane said, powdering her nose. "What are you doing nursing a man like a grandma?" "Start living," Favor added. "Your husband's job, his money. It should make you glow, not grow old." Angel looked in the mirror that night and didn't like what she saw. She saw dark circles under her eyes. Her waistline wasn't what it used to be. Her hair, rough and uncombed. She touched her belly, soft now from childbirth and stress. Was she fading? 2 weeks later, while preparing stew in the kitchen, Angel's phone rang. It was an unknown number. She answered, laughing lightly. "Hello." But the voice on the other end changed everything. "Is this Mrs. Peter Okafor? Your husband has been in an accident. We need you at Holy Faith Hospital immediately." Angel dropped the spoon. Her heart stopped. "What?" Minutes later, she was racing through the streets with Anna beside her, tears flooding her eyes. Sirens, white walls, nurses shouting. And then she saw him. Peter, battered, bruised, tubes in his nose, lifeless. The doctor spoke gently. "He survived, but we're not sure if he'll ever walk again." Angel collapsed onto the floor, weeping. Anna sat beside her, confused and scared. Life, as they knew it, ended that day. Weeks passed. Peter came home in a wheelchair. The man who once carried cement and built mansions now needed help just to reach the bathroom. Angel tried. At first, she did. She bathed him, fed him, prayed for him. But soon, the frustration grew. The smiles faded. The house turned quiet. Then one day, a letter arrived. Peter's company had fired him. He could no longer serve as CEO. I gave them everything, he muttered, tears burning his eyes. Everything. Angel stared at him. She said nothing. The silence screamed. One day, Angel showed up in a red luxury car. Brand new. Sparkling. Social media caught fire. Her caption read, "New beginnings. God's grace." Peter blinked. Where did that come from? Angel smirked. I used the money you gave me before the accident. I deserve this. Peter's voice cracked. That was for Anna's future, for your business. I'm done suffering, she said flatly. And just like that, the gap between them became a canyon. Chuka. Tall, rich, smooth-talking. Jane introduced them. Favor encouraged it. Chuka owned a lounge and 3 hotels in Abuja. He loved women like Angel, mature, elegant, tired of struggling. You deserve joy, he whispered to her one night. Angel laughed and sipped her wine. Joy doesn't come cheap. He winked. Neither do you. But their rendezvous was cut short. A familiar voice called her name. Angel. She turned. It was Sam, Peter's best friend. Sam's face turned pale. You're here, with him? Angel grabbed her bag. Mind your business. But Sam didn't. He went straight to Peter. Peter listened. Quietly. Sam's words felt like daggers. She's changed, Peter. She's with another man. Peter nodded slowly. His eyes were dry, but his soul was bleeding. I knew, he said, but I hoped I was wrong. That night, when Angel came home, Peter waited in the dark. Where have you been? He asked. Out, she said, not meeting his eyes. With who? Must you always question me? She snapped. Are you seeing someone else? He asked gently. She paused, then nodded. Yes, and I want a divorce. Peter's voice trembled. Why? Angel folded her arms. Because I didn't sign up for this. I've carried this family alone for too long. I'm tired. Peter wheeled closer. I'm still your husband. I still love you. She scoffed. Love doesn't pay bills. Love doesn't make me feel alive. Then she walked away, slamming the door. Inside the room, Angel stared at her phone. A message from Chuka. Good night, my queen. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. She didn't reply. Her fingers hovered. Her eyes welled up. In the next room, Peter stared at the wedding photo on the wall. His heart ached. Anna knocked. Daddy. Peter wiped his eyes. Yes, my angel. She climbed onto his lap gently. Don't cry. Mummy still loves you. She told me one time. Peter held her tightly. I love you, Daddy. He whispered back. And I will never stop loving you. Outside, thunder cracked the sky. The next morning, Peter wheeled out of the house. A suitcase beside him. Angel stood by the door, shocked. Where are you going? Peter didn't look back. To find peace. Anna clung to his leg. Daddy, don't go. He bent down slowly, kissed her forehead. I'll come back for you. When I'm whole. Angel stood still, arms folded, but her lips were trembling. Peter, she called softly. He paused, but didn't turn, then wheeled away. Angel stood there as the rain began to fall. For days, the house echoed with silence. No Peter laughing in the hallway. No sound of his wheelchair creaking across the tiled floor. No late-night whispers or morning devotionals. Just silence, heavy and accusing. Angel sat in the living room one morning, staring at the untouched breakfast on the table. Anna poked at her cornflakes, her eyes glassy. Mummy, she whispered, when is Daddy coming back? Angel closed her eyes. Soon, baby. He just needs some time. But the truth was, she didn't know. Peter hadn't called. No messages. No updates. Just gone. Like he had disappeared with the wind. Later that afternoon, Jane and Favor came knocking, all smiles and no shame. Ah, where's our fine brother-in-law? Jane joked, stepping in. Angel forced a smile. He traveled. Favor eyed the room. Looks like a funeral home. Are you okay? Angel said nothing. Favor tossed her hair. Well, good riddance. This is your season of elevation. You're free now, girl. Free. Jane held up her phone. Chuka is hosting a private yacht party this weekend. He told me to bring you. I don't feel like. You don't feel like it? Angel, you've been carrying the weight of a man-child for years. This is your moment. They left an outfit on the table. Designer. Expensive. Red. That night, Angel stared at it. Peter sat in a quiet village 2 towns away, staying with his Uncle Ease, an old man with gray dreadlocks and a love for palm wine and wisdom. "You look like a ghost," Uncle Ease said one night as they sat by the fire. Peter sighed. "I failed her. I failed myself." Ease leaned forward. "You didn't fail, my son. You stumbled. There's a difference. I gave her everything. My heart, my strength, my trust, and she gave you her presence until the storms came. That's not love, Peter. That's convenience." Peter swallowed hard. "She said she didn't sign up for this." "Then maybe," Ease said, "you were meant to rise without her." Peter looked at him. "She might have given up on you," Ease continued, "but you cannot give up on yourself." That night, Peter wrote a letter. "My dearest Angel, if you're reading this, then I've found the courage to become whole again. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I only wish you had waited for the man I promised to become, the one I still believe I can be. I'm going to fight for my life, not for you, but for Anna, so she can see what a real man does when he falls."
Happy Hi Bestie! If you enjoyed this story so far, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment where you are watching from. Enjoy!
Tell her I love her. And if you ever wonder why I left, it's because I didn't want her to see me break. Yours once, but no longer. Peter. He sealed it, handed it to Uncle Ease, and went to bed. The yacht glistened under the moonlight. Music blasted. Laughter floated through the air like perfume. Angel wore the red dress. She looked stunning. So stunning, even Favor gasped when she walked in. Chuka's eyes lit up. Finally, the queen arrives. They danced. They drank. They laughed. But Angel's smile was hollow. While everyone jumped into the pool, Chuka pulled her aside. "I want to take care of you," he said, stroking her arm. Angel looked at the water. "You barely know me. I know enough." He leaned in to kiss her, but something in her snapped. She pulled away. "I need air." She stepped outside, heart racing. She didn't understand what was wrong. This was supposed to be the dream, the life she deserved. Then her phone buzzed. It was a message from Uncle Ease. He asked me to send this when the time was right. Attached was a photo. Peter, standing. No wheelchair. Just him. Sweaty, tired, smiling. A video followed. "Angel," he said, "I don't know if you still care, but I said I'd walk again. And here I am. I kept my promise. Not for you, but for Anna." The camera shook slightly. "I'm coming back soon. Not to beg, not to fight, but to take back what's mine, my peace, my daughter, and my life." Angel dropped the phone. Her hands trembled. She couldn't breathe. Days passed. Angel tried to return to normal life, but everything felt wrong. Chuka sensed it too. "You're slipping," he told her one night. "Your head is somewhere else." She said nothing. Chuka leaned in. "You still love him, don't you?" "No," she lied. But the lie tasted bitter. Meanwhile, Peter was training daily, learning to walk without crutches, rebuilding his strength. Mentally, physically, spiritually. He no longer wanted Angel back, but he wanted his daughter. And his dignity. A black SUV pulled up outside the house one Sunday afternoon. Anna was coloring by the window. She gasped. "Mummy, Daddy's home." Angel froze. She opened the door, and there he was. Peter. Upright. Tall. Not the man she left behind, but someone new. Strong. Confident. Calm. "Hello, Angel," he said softly. Her lips parted. No words came. Anna ran and leapt into his arms. He held her tightly. Angel stepped aside. "Can I talk to you?" Peter asked. "Of course." They sat, silent at first. Then Angel broke. "You look healthy." "I am." A pause. "I read your letter," she said. "You sounded final." Peter nodded. "I meant every word." Angel's voice shook. "So you didn't come to fix things between us?" He looked her in the eye. "I came for my daughter. And to thank you." She frowned. "Thank me. For leaving me when you did. It broke me. But it built me." Angel looked away, tears rising. "I was hurt, Peter. I felt alone." "I was alone too," he said. "But I didn't leave you." Silence. Then Peter stood. "I'll be back next week. I want to take Anna for a while. She needs to see where I'm staying." Angel nodded. As he walked to the door, she called after him. "Peter." He turned. "Do you hate me?" He paused, then answered softly. "No, but I don't need you anymore." And he left. That night, Angel opened her phone. She scrolled through old photos. Laughs. Smiles. Memories. She zoomed in on Peter's face, the way he used to look at her. Tears spilled. Her phone buzzed again. A message. From Jane. Girl, you still coming to Ghana next week? Shuka already booked our villa. Angel stared at the screen. Then another message came in. This one from an unknown number. I know what you did, Angel. And if Peter finds out everything, especially what happened that night at the hospital, you'll lose more than just your marriage. Her hands shook. What night? Who sent this? What did they know? Her world began to spin. And just then, Anna walked in. Mummy, are you crying? Angel wiped her face, smiling weakly. No, baby. Just thinking. But deep inside, she knew the past was coming back. And this story was far from over. Angel couldn't sleep. That message haunted her. I know what you did that night at the hospital. What night? What did they mean? She tried to shake it off. Maybe it was a prank. A cruel joke. But the number messaged again. Do you think Peter would still respect you if he knew the truth? Her hands trembled. Her heart thudded. She got up from bed and walked to her wardrobe, pulling out an old shoebox. Inside were papers, photos, notes, and a sealed white envelope she hadn't touched in months. She opened it slowly. Inside was a letter from the hospital. Discharge summary, patient, Peter Okafor. Date, March 12th. Notes, neurologically stable. Surgery successful. Leg movement potential, 75%. Will require physiotherapy. Full recovery possible with consistent care. Angel's breath caught. She remembered now. That night after Peter's surgery, she had been called into the hallway. A young doctor, Dr. Danjuma, met her with a smile. Ma, he had said, your husband is lucky. His spinal damage was partial. With your support, he could walk again within a year. Angel had nodded, stunned. But her mind wasn't celebrating. It was drowning. At the time, Jane and Favor were already feeding her darkness. Her heart was heavy. Her soul, tired. So she never told Peter what the doctor said. Instead, she let him believe he might never walk again. Because in her mind, she wanted out. She wanted sympathy, not more sacrifice. And now, someone else knew. The next morning, Angel received a call. Did you sleep well, Queen Angel? It was a deep voice. Male. Smooth but threatening. Who is this? She asked. You really want to know? Let's just say, I was at the hospital that night too. What do you want? He chuckled. 5 million naira. In cash. Or Peter finds out that you chose to keep him in a wheelchair. Angel's throat tightened. That's a lie. Is it? He laughed. Check your heart, Angel. You know I'm telling the truth. He hung up. Angel collapsed onto the couch, panic crashing over her like waves. 2 days later, Peter returned to take Anna for a weekend stay. He looked stronger, happier. Angel stood at the gate as he packed Anna's bag. Peter, she called. He looked up. There's something I need to tell you. Peter raised an eyebrow. But before she could speak, his phone rang. It was Sam. Peter put it on speaker. Peter, Sam said quickly, someone's been spreading stories. They claim Angel knew about your possible recovery, but hid it. You need to prepare. It might get messy. Angel's heart stopped. Peter stared at her. Is it true? He asked. Angel couldn't lie anymore. She nodded. Slowly. Shamefully. Yes. But I didn't mean. Peter's face hardened. You knew I could walk again. And you let me suffer? Let me lose everything. I was broken, she said. I was tired. I didn't know what I was doing. Peter stepped back like she had slapped him. I thought Betrayal was sleeping with another man, he said. But this is worse. He turned, picked up Anna, and left without another word. That night, Jane and Favor came again. But Angel wasn't smiling. I need to know something, she asked, eyes cold. Who else was at the hospital the night Peter had surgery? Jane paused. Why? Someone's blackmailing me. Favor hissed. Who would dare? Jane looked at her nails. Well, you know that male nurse? The one who used to flirt with you during Peter's physiotherapy? He saw you the night you spoke to Dr. Danjuma. Angel's eyes widened. You think he's behind this? Favor folded her arms. Possibly. But knowing the streets, if one person knows, others do too. Angel grabbed her head. This is spiraling out of control.
Hi, bestie. Kunyafu hivi kumeshawa uruang. If you enjoyed the story so far, don't forget to like and subscribe for part 2. Comment where you are watching from and I will reply with my favorite emoji. Thank you.